I will ever buy a Laopu necklace though.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Impulso podcast by Momentum Works. So recently we've seen that there have been a lot of Chinese brands in the market, right? So like there's PopMart is everywhere.
And we talk about it.
We've talked about it for a few episodes. And then of course there's also Mixue, which I think we have also talked about in a few episodes. But recently there's a new brand that's kind of been popping up, and it's called Laopu. Am I pronouncing?
The full name is Laopu Huangjing, which technically means an old Chinese shop selling gold.
It's an old Chinese shop selling gold. It's not that old. I think it officially rebranded into Laopu
Huangjing.
Laopu Huangjing in 2016. So it's not that old, but they've been popping up quite a bit lately, right? I mean, Financial Times also wrote an article about them titled, "Can Laopu Become the Cartier of China?" So it's a very premium brand. So it's quite interesting because the founder, Xu Gaoming, I hope I'm saying his name correctly.
I think so.
I could be off, but the founder actually launched a company in 2009 called Golden Treasury, where he focused more on like gold jewelry and trading. And it wasn't until 2016 where he kind of reorganized the business and then rebranded it as Laopu. So technically, he kind of already was in the gold business. He just didn't have a very clear brand for the product that he was selling.
I think even before Financial Times talked about it, it has already went viral in China, especially on Xiaohongshu and social medias. It's kind of premium. If you see their price, it's around 10,000 to 20 or 30,000 RMB usually for one necklace or one bracelet.
It's a premium brand. But what's interesting about Laopu? Why did it become so popular on Xiaohongshu? Because I'm sure there are a lot of gold shops in China.
True, but if you ask me, I would say it's the first and only gold shop that is selling at this price. And you also see like
Chow Tai
Fook in a lot of the gold shops. If you see how they price their product, usually they will mark the price by the basic gold price and then add a service fee.
Yes.
So if you think of that, it's more similar to when you go to a wet market, you buy a fish and they weight the fish and then add on service fee for killing the fish.
That's true. Traditionally, a lot of gold shops is usually, even if they're selling you like a necklace or a earring, it's tied very closely to the price of gold in the market.
Correct.
But for Laopu, it's not.
Yeah, they have a fixed price for every product. And they also raise price similar to the Cartier and all the luxury brands.
So they fix their prices, so it's not based on the gold.
And their margin was quite high actually. I remember their margin was at least 50 to 60% additional to the pure gold price. So that means even if the gold price fluctuates a little bit, they will not be so much affected. So it's very interesting. 你知道 usually when customer will rush to buy Laopu most
when the gold prices is
up.
Yeah.
And they haven't adjusted their price yet.
Okay. But because they don't adjust based on the gold fluctuation, they adjust their prices maybe 2 to 3 times a year.
Yeah. Based on inflation.
That's also what I was thinking when I was reading this article, is that, when gold prices are high, I should go and buy.
Yeah, that's when usually customer will
rush to buy. But the reason why they are able to charge this premium, is it because of their branding or because of like the design of the products?
I think both. So of course they have their branding and they position themselves to be a premium luxury Chinese brand. If you see where they opened their store in Singapore, it's in the MBS.
MBS is Marina Bay Sands. It is a very touristy area of Singapore where there are a lot of expensive shops like Prada, Chanel, Dior,
Louis Vuitton. So they opened their first shop overseas in Singapore in MBS, and it's right next to the casino door. So it's got quite good exposure, and the store front is also luxury style with mainly black color.
It makes the gold stand out more.
So they decorate their store to be mainly black color, and it makes the gold to stand more.
Is it similar in China? So in Singapore, they are very premium, right? Their only location is Marina Bay Sands, which is a very premium mall. In China, do they also only open in premium malls?
As far as I know, their signature store in Shanghai is also in the premium malls.
They are a publicly listed company.
That's a very interesting part as well. So before they got listed, actually not much investors they know about or they are keen to invest in this brand. So that makes their share quite concentrated on the founder's hand. A reason of why investors they didn't notice this brand is that because it's not a really a luxury brand that you think of. They have 10 years.
They have a lot of heritage.
But on the other hand, they are also not a real gold store that sells gold. So they're somewhere in between, and it's very hard to find some previous successful benchmark that you can refer to.
Is that why they call themselves old shop? Their heritage is in the name. But they've been doing very well, right? So in 2024, their revenue increased about 167% year on year to be about 1.1 million. And this is 6 times its revenue in 2021. So it's really in this recent few years. It's really in this recent few years that they've become so popular. And a lot of it could be because of Xiaohongshu, right? Like you said, you've seen this brand quite a bit on Xiaohongshu, even before you saw the Financial Times article.
Yeah, true.
Was it very popular on Xiaohongshu? Like, what were people talking about?
If you ask me, I would say, of course, every brand is investing in marketing on Xiaohongshu. You have enough exposure on Xiaohongshu for any Chinese brands. But particularly for Pu, as a consumer, when you buy it, you will think, oh, I didn't spend my money on by purchasing a piece of leather bag, which of course if you resell it, it won't sell as much as gold. So, but Laopu still give you a chance to showcase that, oh, I bought a piece of luxury goods, and it gives you the emotional value. So it is still something that you can post for fun and for engagement.
Okay. So because you're not just posting like a gold necklace, right? You're posting a gold necklace from the brand.
Yeah, and sometimes if you post about, I bought a Chanel bag, a Louis Vuitton bag these days, you may not receive reactions like, oh, you are a wealthy class person. You may not get envy eyes so much these days, but if you buy gold, people will think, oh, this is a reasonable investment.
It's a reasonable way to
spend your money.
So one thing about Laopu is that they specialize a lot in creating heritage gold using ancient Chinese goldsmithing techniques. And this is something
at least they market it that way.
Yeah, that's their marketing, right? But this is something that I think the article on Financial Times also mentioned, is that has there been a growing presence for products and brands that reference Chinese heritage more closely? So for example, like Cartier in China, the names of their drinks are all those like Chinese folktale and all, right? And now Laopu, the design of their jewelry is very like Chinese heritage. Has there been a growing preference for these kind of brands in China?
I think it's not only for these kind of brands, but for a general Chinese brands, especially when they are coming overseas. Because you know the word national wave, direct translation is 国潮.
Yeah.
It means not only a wave of Chinese brands is coming out, but also a fashion wave of Chinese heritages. So inside of this national wave, you see people like to wear 新中式, new Chinese style
New
dresses.
Oriental
New
Chinese.
Oriental Chinese style dresses.
Dresses.
It's altered from very traditional Chinese dresses, which is hard for you to wear, but it still has the beauty styles and all the fabrics, trends. And Pu actually, as a jewelry, it will pair with those clothes very well. So it just fit into this trend of national wave, as well as you say, chazi.
So I think in the recent few years, we've kind of seen the rise of Chinese brands, and now more recently, sort of Chinese premium brands, right? And this is something that we talked about in our e-commerce report as well, where we've seen 3 waves of Chinese brands entering Southeast Asia. So it first started with like your very cheap goods, undifferentiated, unbranded, just fighting on price on the e-commerce platforms and all. And then, of course, we also saw a second wave, which is brands that were growing very fast because they were investing a lot into marketing. But then there wasn't really any very strong branding or a very good like product positioning. But now we've kind of moved into wave 3, where we see a lot more brands. And these are notable brands. These are brands that people remember, like Cartier, Laopu.
And makeup brands.
Brands like Judy Doll.
Perfect Diary.
Perfect Diary is a good example. These are products that are coming into the market, and they're not positioning themselves just on a low price, right? They're positioning themselves based on their branding and marketing.
Or at least they are affordable price but good quality. Because this is always the way to go when you are trying to make your business sustainable. You cannot always compete on the price, because there will always be business that coming in and trying to steal your business with a lower price, and that's not sustainable for the market.
So I think that's why we've been seeing a lot more notable brands and not just unbranded goods. So I think it'll be interesting to see how Laopu kind of grows, right? Whether or not it's sustainable. They've been growing steadily and fast. But I think it'll be interesting to see how sustainable they are, especially now that they are looking to expand into overseas markets. Of course, Singapore was the first trial. So we'll see where else they go. So thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Impulso podcast. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's episode. And if you did, do like and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on the latest happenings and trends in tech, new retail, and the broader digital economy. Thank you and bye-bye.